Merchant victorious, years, blood, sweat, tears is glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, man, oh there with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they.
And, Coach, we find ourselves due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Indianapolis Colts and the Washington Redskins. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. On first down, it's Banks, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think they could.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Cordray Tankersley with a pick. And this would have been returned to right around the 38-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Go. 120!
Working from the gun, Wentz. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. Now the ball comes loose, and the Colts pick it up. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, Indianapolis. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching it.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wentz into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it, and they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Banks. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Dalton. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well. But when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
They'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And down to the 16-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
34's a Mike. 34's a Mike. He's coming. Check in. Five.
Dalton operating in the red zone now. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Banks. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
At the Redskins' 9-yard line.
Lead. They got 368.
Check pass. 53 to Mike. 53.
Hey, Haywood.
Come. Check. 53. Check.
Now Dalton. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Joe Schobert. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
Third and long.
Hands up. Lady.
Mike by 4. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
3rd down. A shot here for Dalton. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. The kick by Gold is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
This is Hines. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. It's a 1st down for the Redskins on a pickup of 11.
I have to admit I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. Redskins with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17.
Colts 10. Redskins nothing.
Here we go. 120.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field.
Here's Hines. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
On 2nd down, it's Hines, and he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front, because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up 1st downs.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Boston Scott, his first carry. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with Hines. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Redskins. Nyheim Hines, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Lutz with the extra point, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Here we go.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Right there. 54 Mike. 54 Mike.
Passing, it's Dalton. Finding Knox there, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw again on 2nd down. Dalton, he'll get this one complete to Davis. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. Dalton going to break the huddle, come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide, and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Dalton up, play action. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Here we go, kid. We're good.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Dalton. This one caught by Davis. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins 33. Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, gets stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
Hey, Steve 6.
Dalton, 1st and 10. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Give the Colts 13 yards and a 1st down. 2 minutes remaining in the 1st half. 10-7, our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Works right side into the hands of the tight end, Knox. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety.
And it'll be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. So they lost yardage, and they declined the penalty. There's no logical reasoning to do that.
I'm trying to go through this little Rolodex in this small brain of mine, and I'm coming up with nothing, partner. I've got zip on that one. Take the yardage, right? Take the penalty. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Now it's Hines. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And the Colts pick it up. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Break.
Hot. Lady. 2-by-2. Move.
Yo.
Hot.
All right, let's see what Dalton can do after the fumble recovery. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Hey, Charlie.
To throw again, Dalton. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Corey Davis, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You get it.
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle. And frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play-action fake.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Escaping the pressure right. They'll find Hines out of the backfield. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third.
And on 3rd and 3, they decided to go with a dime package. Yep. 6 DBs.
Yeah, you're right. They've got 6 out there. They run with Hines. And an alley to run. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Right back to him on first down. And this time they were ready for him, as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Looking to throw on second down. Wentz. He's going to sling this deep downfield. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. But now it's third down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
To throw is Wentz. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's fourth down. The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10.
59's Mike. 59's Mike.
10-5-7.
Here we go on 4th down with Wentz. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. The all-pro linebacker Luke Kuechly right there on the coverage, stride for stride. Play action here with Dalton. It's caught by Davis. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
A gain of 15. And the Colts first down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. He hit his first. Now this from 43. And Gold is able to put it through. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 29. A huge play there for Washington. 43 yards. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. Eluding the pressure right. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. They'll run it now out of the gun. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Into the red zone. Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Wentz. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
56 to Mike.
6.7.
You gonna get this, boy? You think you gonna get this?
Wentz going to throw. He's going to go up top for the end zone. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Banks. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And an alley to run. That one 28 yards on the ground.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now throwing on 1st down and completing it. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
This will be caught at about the 5. A gain of 9 there. Sets up 2nd and goal.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On 2nd down now, it's Banks, and he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Gold with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
82.
Now Wentz. Throw left side complete. That's Hines. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
Washington Redskins, first down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Wentz now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Wentz. And the catch made by Hopkins. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there at 22. On first down, Hines. And he'll get down to about the 26-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd down. They fake the give. Now Wentz. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now at FedEx Field. It's the Redskins with the football, but trailing here as we get down to the good stuff. Quarter number 4. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Naeem Hines with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Redskins are able to close the gap just a bit. They go for just 1 here as it's up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Good yardage there for the Colts. 18 and a first down.
First down, Indianapolis.
Took just 1 play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down.
They still playing soft.
Here you go, can.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
52, 93, 44. There you go.
I got you.
Hey, Zoo.
Dalton here from the gun. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Dalton. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Damon Harrison in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing it.
A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. Give the Redskins 13 there and a first down. Wentz now just 6 of 16 through the air, but he does have a 1st and 10 here. Trying to lay one up deep. This is caught inside the 15. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 36 yards on the play. And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. A solid move on the run, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line. Down at the 2. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. Kelsey out in the slot right. You got to think this is likely 4-down territory anyway, but they'll try to punch it in now on 3rd and goal. Now Wentz. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. DeAndre Hopkins hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Lutz good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
Partner, when I was in college, we used to have these things called game maxims that we did before every game. One of them said, press the kicking game, for here's where the breaks are made. It's the area of hidden yardage. How about that return? Flipping the field, taking it past the 50, and getting things set up to start the series.
Switch it, come here, switch it.
Hey. Protein spill.
They'll run on 1st down. Thanks. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Dalton. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And pretty nice work defensively there on the 1st down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Wentz. He's going to let it fly. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. He didn't, so it's incomplete. Boy, that one really could have turned this thing upside down. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
They'll look to throw. He can run for it, and he will. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Let's get off the field, D.
They'll go for it. It's Wentz. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he's taken down inside the 30. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down. Back to throw. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
The Redskins going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Let's go.
Right back to him on first down. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Colts pick it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Dalton down to a knee, and that'll be all she wrote. Well, Charles, we saw a comeback bid fall just a little short, but give them credit. They were able to hold on, withstand that comeback, and ultimately win it by the slim margin.
And bottom line, when it's all said and done, they don't ask you how much you won by. They just want to know, did you win? And that they did.
So for the Colts, it's a rare bright spot in what's been a tough season as they move to 2-7 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for Washington, it's their first stumble of the season as they'll dip to 8-1 on the year. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.